Hello and welcome to another Python tutorial. In this video, we're going to talk about conditional statement. Conditional execution is where we start adding more intelligence. In sequential statements, you need to type your code in and Python does it for you. But in conditional execution, you will have one or two paths, and using the conditions you've defined for the program, one of them will be selected. This is an essential part of making computers seem smarter and intelligent. We can write conditions in different ways, but in this video we're going to talk about if statement. When the user needs to make a decision and wants a code to be executed only if a certain condition is true, conditional commands are used in Python. The main key in the conditionals in Python is the if statement. The if is the reserved word for doing conditions. If statements indicate that you are going to do something conditionally. It really is a question. In this code, the program evaluates the text expression and executes it only if it's true. If the result of the text expression evaluation is equal to false, the command will not be executed. The if statement ends in colon and the body starts with an indented block of text, and the first unindented line indicates the end of the command. Alright, look at this chart. X equals 10 has just one meaning, and it says the value 10 is stored in memory by the name of X. But X less than 15 is asking a question. It says, is X less than 15? This question has two answers, true or false. In this example, because X is 10, so the answer is true. It basically says, if this condition is true, do the indented statement. Otherwise, skip that. In this example, X is less than 15, so it does the statement and the smaller will be printed. After finishing that statement, it comes back again and says, if X is greater than 20, do another statement. Because this one evaluates to false, that skips it. The next block is not indented and it has no condition, so it runs anyway. So that's why we see smaller and finish in the output. And the other statement, which is print bigger, never executes, and we don't have bigger in the output. This is why it is called condition. Depending on the question that's been asked, the code inside the indented block will be either execute or not execute. Alright, now let's get this code to the program. X equals to 10 if X is smaller than 15, column, indented block, print, smaller. Now, if I press enter, you can see that the line will be indented again. I don't want to continue coding in the indented line, so I hit backspace to create an indented line. If X is greater than 20, column, indented line, print, bigger. Now I press enter, backspace, print, finish. Now let's run the program. As you can see, we have a smaller and finish in the output, and bigger is not printed. Alright, let's speak more about indenting. Indenting is an important thing about the if statement. When we use if statement, we must use colon at the end of condition expression and then indent the statement inside. Basically, every time you end a line with a colon, the following line needs to be indented. Here, only the first line after the if statement is indented. So, if condition is true, yes will be printed. The last line will be printed no matter if condition is true or not, because it is not indented. Alright, let's move to the next topic, comparison operators. We need to know comparison operators to be able to create a conditional statement. You may be familiar with these operators from math, but you need to know their syntaxes in Python. These are comparison operators. Less than, the bottom is located on the keyboard. Less than followed by an equal sign is less than or equal to. Double equal sign means equal to. Remember, equals is an assignment statement. It has a direction. X equals to 1 puts 1 in X. This, if you say X double equals to 1, you're asking the question, is X equals to 1? And it doesn't harm X. So double equals is the question mark version of equality. Alright, the next one is greater than and greater than or equals to, and then not equal, and then not equal is an exclamation point. Remember that none of these harm the data that they're looking at. They evaluate and then return to us a true or false. Here are some examples. First, I define a variable. If X is equals to 10, column, indented line, print X is equal to 10. Now I press enter, backspace. If X is greater than 8, column, print, x is greater than 8. Enter, backspace. If x is greater than or equals to 10, column, enter, print, x is greater than or equals to 10. If x is less than 12, print x is less than 12. If x is less than or equals to 12, column, print x is less than or equals to 12. Now last line, if x exclamation equals to 15, print x is not equals to 15. Alright, now let's run the program. As you can see, every line that was true was executed and displayed in the output. If we use just if statement, we have one-way decision. But usually we have two-way decisions. It means if some condition is true, do some block of code, but if it's not true or the expression is false, do another block of codes. This is two-way decision. In this example, we say sequential code, question mark, colon, and then we have true part. This is the part that executes if the question evaluates to true. And then we indent and use the keyword else. So else is a Python keyword. And you see another colon here. And the next line is indented. Now if I run the program, we can see that in the output we have bigger and finish. The point is, if you use an if-else structure, one of these two things is going to run. There's no scenario in which both run. It is going to run one, and by running one, it's not going to run another one. That's how if-else structure works. Alright, the last part of this video is about nesting. To understand nesting, think of it like Russian dolls, where you've got a block of code, within it you've got another block of code. And so start seeing these indenting as blocks. X equals to 15 if x is greater than 10, column, print more than 10. Now hit enter, indented block again. If x is less than 100, column, indent again, print less than 100. Enter, double backspace, print, all done. In this case, x is 15. If x is greater than 10, that's true. So then we're going to print more than 10. If x is less than 100, that's true again. We're going to print less than 100. And then we've de-indented twice and print all done. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel and see other videos.